money is my friend. A lot of people think it as something that as they have to capture, that they have to grab, that they have to hoard, that they have to protect. The same way that we have relationships with people, we have relationship with money, with success, with our career, with the way that with the ease through which we attract money and share money. Some people would talk about money as energy. It's an exchange. Some people see it as, very often our beliefs around money are the beliefs we grow up with in our family of origin or in the environment that we're growing up in. So I know that I heard from my parents, or my mom in particular, actually not really my dad, that money doesn't grow on trees. I don't know if that's a saying that translates into the Asian community, but that would be a saying from my childhood. So you don't just, it's not just everywhere, because here trees are everywhere. So money doesn't just grow everywhere. Trees is not everywhere. But then I say, okay, well, actually money is everywhere. So look at the limitation that's just been placed on us that grew up with that perspective. So if I were to then say, well, actually money is readily available to me, that I'm that I attract it, that it, oh, here's a beautiful one I was just talking about earlier today with another group, that I am friends with money, that money is my friend. A lot of people think it as something that as they have to capture, that they have to grab, that they have to hoard, that they have to protect, that they have to keep safe, that they have to measure, that they could only give out so much, that they have to hoard it. Well, what if we were in a really balanced, harmonious relationship with money, that we had a beautiful friendship with money, that we were able to communicate with it, that we were able to use it in a way that brought good into the world. And I did a balance a long time ago about I make a great living doing what I love. And I do. So I only want to do work. I don't think of work and job as the same thing. I feel like job is a heavy, arduous thing, and work is the place where my spirit, where my soul, where my heart comes out into the world. So I want to work by that definition, and I want to make a great living doing the work that I love. My father was from Holland, from the Netherlands. He immigrated to Holland after the Second World War. And he grew up affluently. His father was a very successful, and he came from a wealthy family. When he came to Canada, he lost everything. He didn't want any support from his family. He wanted to make it on his own. And when he passed away, he worked for 35 years in the same company and went through management. And when my father got, just as he was about to retire, he was diagnosed with cancer. And he went through 2 different types of cancer and ended up passing away just before his 60th birthday. And I adored him. I cherished him. And when he was dying, when I was in the hospital room with him, he held my hand and he said, I thought I was living a good life. I thought I was doing the right thing, because he was raised to provide for his family. So what he did, he wanted to come to Canada and be a farmer or a vet. He ended up getting a job in a business and working in the business and moving up the corporate ladder. He said, I ended up working in a job to provide for my family, but I didn't follow my heart. I didn't follow my dreams. And there, working in that job for all those years, it's just like, the pounds of flesh, really, that from that old Shakespearean 7 pounds of flesh, like all the things he gave to the company that just kept taking and taking and taking and not nourishing him back, not nourishing his heart, his spirit, or really like we were okay financially. We weren't, we were just regular middle class folks. We weren't wealthy or anything. So we had enough to survive and get by, but we weren't living opulently. I held my dad's hand, and he said, I didn't get to live my life the way that I really dreamed that I would have been able to. And at that time, I was still a school teacher, just a young school teacher. I was just a baby at that point. And I remember making a promise to my dad right then and there that I would only do what I loved. I promised him and myself that I would only work in a job that I loved. And I've kept that promise. And what I believe very truly is that our success and our prosperity is influenced by the joy and the authenticity and the love that we have for what it is that we do. And I think when we talk about money, because money is a byproduct of very often of our careers, of our vocation, I think when those things can be aligned with our purpose, our passion, our love, the things that we can't wait to get up in the morning and experience and share, then it's incredible how the energy of what we're giving out comes back. There's a universal law: what you give out, you receive back, and you receive back multiplied. So also, if we want to think about altruism, and when we put philanthropy, when we give out into the world, how we get paid back in return multiple times. So I love that idea. I have balanced for that idea. I didn't know PSYCH-K when my father was sick. I didn't learn. He died when I was 28. So it was years and years later that I learned PSYCH-K. But to be able to make a commitment and a vow like that where I'm turning my inner compass towards is always what I love. And if I'm focusing on what I don't love, again, I'm perpetuating that. So if I really want to have a love affair with money, prosperity, then I want to be whole brain to this. But also I ask people, if you had all of that money, what would it allow? What would it provide? What would it bring? Very often it's not the money itself, it's what money allows us. So travel, freedom, security, safety, creativity. So then what I would say to people is money is here. What you're really wanting to look at and balance for is on the other side of that. What is that? Then we balance for those things, and the money just takes care of itself. It's quite incredible how that works. We moved here, I guess it would have been in our mid 30s. And I always just said, well, we'll have the house paid off by the time we're 50. And he said, no, that's impossible. Like, we'll never be able to do that. No, absolutely. We're going to have the house paid off by the time we're 50. That was before I learned PSYCH-K, but also since then I balanced for it. And sure enough, we burned our mortgage before we were 50.
Wow.
So these are things so it's important, I think, to have financial goals and to be able to work toward them, but also part of the working toward them is believing in the achievement of those things. And then it's amazing how what's far away suddenly is right up here and close, and how we can achieve the most incredible ideas that we have related to finances and wealth. When I think about wealth, I don't always say rich. I'll say wealth, because for me, wealth is about prosperity, financial, health, love, passion, commitment, creativity, friendships, relationships, space, boundaries, nature. So all the things that for me represent wealth are kind of in that holistic thing. And I see finance as money as part of wealth, not the sole defining factor of it. And very often when we're wealthy, whatever amount of money we have saved or in equity or how we're using our finances or investing our finances, it just feels comfortable and natural that the money, because we're in a healthy relationship with money, that money, like, it has our best interest in mind. It wants to support us. It wants to attract us. Rumi has this beautiful quote that says, "That which you are seeking is seeking you." So if we're always seeking money, but we're finding that it's never seeking us, then that means there's a block. There's something that's getting in the way. Beliefs. I deserve to be wealthy. So, like, sometimes two people, one of the beliefs that comes up a lot with people is, well, if I have money, I can't be a good person, because the people that I see that are rich or wealthy, they're not nice with their, I mean, look at the world today. Look at what these billionaires are doing with their money. I mean, how could we possibly want to have money if having money means that we're going to be that kind of unscrupulous, immoral person? So then every time we get close to achieving that financial goal, something happens. Like the woman I talked about earlier who wanted to break through her success ceiling, but she was afraid if she did, she'd lose her husband. Okay. So now to balance for that as I move through this, as I achieve this level of success, my relationships grow along the way. Psyche is very much a both and, as opposed to either or. So you don't have to have one or the other. Why can't we have both? Like enjoying the journey and the destination. I like that.
有没有一个信念在限制你呢？如果改变能既轻松又快速，你会迎来什么新的人生呢？关于导师的10月线上工作坊详情，请見下方連結。
如果你都想體驗1對1嘅 PSYCH-K 諮詢，歡迎 DM 聯絡我。多謝你收睇，下一集再見。